Welcome everyone to Karen vs. Travel. This is my story, and today I'll be sharing exactly what I'll be taking with me on my trip to India, which is going to be like next week, it feels like. A quick disclaimer, none of the parts here have been sent to me or given to me as a sponsor or anything like that, so everything I will be taking is because I choose to bring it. There's a couple things I'll be leaving out of this list, and I'll go over them briefly in the video. And then again, another disclaimer, I'd say 50% or more of the things I'm taking are totally up to just me and will affect only people that are creators or content creators, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of the crap I'm taking, it's useless for anybody that's doing any like serious rural backpacking and has no intention on recording or documenting anything of it. But with that all being said, take everything I say again with a grain of salt. Everything can be changed and geared more towards your travel experience, but this is mine. Anyways, let's hop right into it. So the very first thing I'm going to pull out of the bag is our lenses. First things first, I'm taking this. It's the Canon EFS IS STM. So this does come with the image stabilization, which is really key. This is a very, very popular vlogging lens, and I do have the Voltrox mount adapter for the EFM mount, and that just goes right on my M50. And again, this is just like a vlogging lens. It works great. Nothing like having a wide angle lens. It's always just the business. Besides that, we have our super lens, which is going to be a high zoom lens. It's going to be up to 55 to 250. Again, nothing really spectacular to talk really about this. I mean, it is what it is. IS, so image stabilization, and then also it does have that autofocus, which is important, and it's silent while it does so. Again, this will just be for like sightseeing, things like that. It's good to bring kind of like a long range lens. Otherwise, on the camera that I'm shooting now, you'll see that I have a Sigma 18 to 35. This is an extremely popular lens for most videographers or photographers. Anybody that uses cameras knows what Sigma does, and this lens in itself is a really strong lens. I had no intention on buying it, but I got an insane deal that I just couldn't pass up just for the value fact of it. So I bought it, and I'm happy I did. It works out great for what I have. Lastly, to go over our lenses, I have an EFM, again, autofocus, image stabilized, 15 to 45, a kit lens. And yeah, that's just for the M50, for small things here and there. If I just really want to be lightweight and don't want to have the adapter and then an EFS wide angle lens on there, you know, it's good to just have some options. Moving right along, I'll discuss briefly my point and shoot that I'll be taking. So I will be taking a Canon G7X Mark I. I don't have, I have a Mark III, but I gave it to my girlfriend for Christmas. I just bought it for her. The Mark I is just great for things that, there's just locations where honestly bringing out a huge vlogging camera or DSLR is just not acceptable. Or it's just a little awkward and there's no need to pull something like that out. But a point and shoot will suffice for B-roll or small footage that, again, maybe you couldn't just bring out this humongous vlog camera with this huge dead cat flinging off the top of it. So, yeah. As far as our action cameras, we have a couple of options. I will be taking the Hero 7 Black. Again, this is just like an awesome camera with the HyperSmooth software in there. It's pretty much a built-in gimbal in the camera. It's really great. And yeah, so I don't use GoPros much, but if I do, I will be using it for some action stuff. What I am not utilizing much at all, and I really am disappointed that I'm not, is this GoPro Max that I picked up for like what feels like a gajillion dollars. This is an awesome little camera that I have no idea how to use. So I will be doing some more videos while I'm in India with it, because I think it's really important that I do. Some videos that I see on YouTube are just insane, so I gotta figure that out. GoPro Max, underutilized, but we'll figure it out. Oh, lastly, a nifty 50, forgot to mention that. Not much to talk about this. It is a Yongnuo brand. It's a 50 mil, has autofocus. Yeah, it goes down to 1.8, which is great. So yeah, highly recommend this. Super cheap. Got on Amazon. It was like 45 bucks. I bought 2 of these. Great investment, I think, personally. And then like any Casey Neistat Living Human, the GorillaPod, the Joby GorillaPod. I usually don't use these. I'm not actually a big fan of them because I think they're pretty flimsy, and I can never seem to get it in the perfect shape that I guess everybody else has it in. But I don't know. We'll try it on this trip. You know, I've got a couple of different options when it comes to tripods. I also have the Manfrotto, which is a really popular one. Manfrotto tripod. Big fan of this one. It's small, really compact. But again, better to have options than not. And you know, they serve different purposes, with the Joby being able to just kind of, I guess, flex onto random little handrails and stuff if you're just doing those kind of shots. So that pretty much wraps up the interior portion of the bag, so the very first pocket. But going down to our cameras now. Here's the Canon M50, as you'll see here. Canon M50 is quite splendid. I love this camera quite a bit. It is a blast to use. I use it for a lot of different things. Some of those things being vlogging. And the reason I choose this camera over a lot of different cameras is the fact that it's lightweight. It's just a little easier for me to lug around and point at myself. And because of its small frame, it isn't so overwhelming for random people that you don't know very well to look at, you know what I mean? So, really big fan of this camera. Have no complaints thus far. You know, it is what it is. I don't want to go into great detail of what it does, but it can shoot up to 4K, even though it's kind of useless since the autofocus is trash. But hey, it's there if I need it. Otherwise, I'll be shooting in 1080 anyways. And then just to flip the whole script here, I have a Canon 80D that's actually recording myself right about now. And the Canon 80D is outstanding. It makes me feel definitely much more like a cinematographer, just the build quality and how big it is. Yeah, it's great. Can't say enough about it. It is, I guess, I don't feel like it's outdated. I think most of what I like to shoot is in 1080 anyways. I think 4K is a little overwhelming, especially for my workload and for my workflow. So 1080 just works for me, but I get how the way YouTube's going, 4K is just kind of like king at this point. So for me, shooting at 1080 and I think it's 30 frames, I think it's the most it does, it suffices, you know, it works just fine. A Canon 80D that's actually recording myself right about now. And the Canon 80D is outstanding. It makes me feel definitely much more like a cinematographer, just the build quality and how big it is. So that officially wraps up the interior bag of what we got going on. And we're gonna move on to the next little baggie here. I have hard drives and dongles. Those are all really important. The hard drives will be kind of like multi-service use. I have a need for them for unloading all of my video, unloading all of my audio, stuff like that onto a physical hard drive, a backup. But I definitely also believe in subscribing to cloud-based services like Dropbox, for instance, or Google Drive. Those things definitely work for me. I use Dropbox like nobody's business, and the fact that I can plug my memory card and just immediately unloads it onto the cloud is insane. And then I can delete all of that, and it doesn't take up any storage. So highly recommend using something like that. But a lot of times when you're going to these rural countries, maybe internet isn't available at the exact moment, or the internet quality is a little poor. Whatever the case may be, having a physical backup is always huge, just to unload this priceless data that you're kind of just lugging around anyways. So highly recommend getting a couple of those. I am taking quite a few actually with me. I'm taking a 500 gigabyte SanDisk, a terabyte SP, which is silicone power, and then a 2 terabyte, which is going to be a traditional just hard drive, an HDD, which is Western Digital, which is actually where I back up my MacBook itself. Otherwise, dongles to use regular USB 3.0. I have that for the MacBook, And that pretty much solves that pouch right there. Moving along to the outer side of the bag, which is the outer front pocket here. Pretty much just have I pretty much just have like an assortment of random things, just things that I couldn't fit in the other locations. And you can see all that there, whether that's things like chargers or, you know, portable battery packs or lapel mics like the Rode Wireless Go here, which I'll definitely be using on this trip. We got quite a few things in here, and that's, again, just mostly based on me using that space for kind of like overflow. Inside the bag, if you pull this up, you'll see that it has these two little zippers, obviously, and that's where the goodies are, as we can look into there. And inside the bag, we have what is the heart of this travel, the heart of this trip, if we can pull that out, which is our brand new MacBook Pro, the 2019 model, the i9 2.2 gigahertz model. It is outstanding, 16 inches of glory, with the DB brand pink skin on it, which is unreal. It's honestly beautiful. So yeah, that's that. Not much to talk about this. It just, again, works for my workflow. It'll be able to edit all of the video that I put together. Although most of my editing is now done by a friend from India, I will be doing some editing myself too, just when I'm unable to get the footage over to him and whatnot. So highly recommend you guys check out the new MacBooks. They have done a great job at listening to the creators that have had fairly strong voice opinions on it. But yeah, moving right along, finally, and again, this ties in with a lot of the things that I'm taking are useless for you, but I'm taking a Razer Blade 15, which is the RTX 2070 model. This is obviously a gaming laptop, but it's built like a tank. The quality, it's like made from aluminum or something. The quality is just unreal. It's really fun to use for gaming, and that is what I am. I'm definitely a gamer first at heart, and this computer just does an unbelievable job at playing games on the road at desktop quality, which is something that I feel like is unheard of in at least in the public eye. But yeah, it's definitely possible. So again, that ties into the whole taking stuff that people will deem as useless. But again, disclaimer, I'm taking it because I love gaming and I want to be able to game on the road. I don't want to feel like I'm losing all of myself. I need a little bit of sanity. But anyways, that pretty much does it for the bag. The one thing that I will mention that it won't be in the bag that I do consider a pretty valuable electronic that will be heading in there is the Mavic Pro, which is right off screen over here. The Mavic Pro, I have the an original model, which is just, I guess, the Mavic Pro 1. And yeah, it's great. I cannot say enough good things about it. It's great for what it's made for. And it's a great step up from me using, which was the DJI, the Spark beforehand. So the image quality will be much, much better. We'll be able to record it in 4K, which is awesome. So really looking forward to that. I know in India I have to get these like weird permits to allow, pretty much get like a license plate to fly the drone. But nonetheless, it should be a ton of fun. But anyways, that's it for this part of the video. I'm going to now pack everything up in my bag so you can see how it all fits. And again, I just want to give a big shout out to this bag in particular. It's called Endurance. If I'm not mistaken, it costs like 60 to 70 bucks on Amazon. And I have never found a better camera bag. It fits all of my things. It's unreal. The support that it provides my bag is just hands down the best I've ever experienced. But without going too far down the rabbit hole, let's check out how I pack all this stuff up.